life by far, and he's facing the biggest opponent. Look at this monster.
Kabayel needs to move and stay away from that right hook. There it is right there. That's the main punch when it comes to Zhang, especially if you're moving to his right. He's going to keep throwing that lead right hook.
Yeah, and you're right, Sergio. Movement is going to be the key for Kabayel. When Zhang faces an opponent that stands in front of him, be it Joe Joyce or Deontay Wilder, he tends to have success. When he faces someone that moves and boxes, he has a few more problems. He is 41 years old, some older legs, maybe some injuries along the way. Kabayel's going to have to be mobile in this fight.
We saw in his fight against Joseph Parker, Zhang was outworked constantly, but if he can land the straight left hand, you will go down. That one almost clipped him clean.
That one barely missed right there. That was a big left hand. You don't want to get it caught early and get caught cold like that.
Yeah, Kabayel got his chin tucked just in time as that left hand came in.
And there we go. That's how Kabayel's gonna bend down the big mountain in front of him. You know, you gotta just aim at the chest, aim at the body. You have to get your respect early. You know, Kabayel did just that right now with that combination. Get your respect and get back on the bike.
Zhang does not throw a lot of punches, but when he does, they've got a lot behind him.
Ooh. Good right hand there from Kabayel.
You know, Kabayel's not backing down, is he?
Body shots there from Zhang.
Oh, that's a good left hand right there.
Oh.
I love the body work there from Zhang. You want to slow down a mobile fighter. You want to get him to sit there and trade punches with you. Keep digging down to that body. That'll take away some of that mobility.
And Kabayel just wants Zhang to throw punches and to keep moving to try and tire the big fella out.
Kabayel's going to have to go through some pain and punishment, man. He's not going to get out of this fight unscathed, but I like so far what he's doing. He's moving laterally all around the ring. He's catching the punches of Zhang. Zhang doesn't really have a conditioning for the end or for the second half. So if you can get some of those legs and some of that steam off, Kabayel's going to have more success the later this fight goes.
Going to eat a lot of shots, though, along the way, Sergio, to get to the second half of that
What did
fight.
I just say? He has to go through some pain to get the victory.
Yep.
Some pain, maybe an understatement.
Great! No punches, no punches. Hey, he's gonna hit punches, man. I'm sorry. Whip it.
This is the fastest start I've seen Zhilei Zhang have.
He threw a lot of punches.
Yeah, it's like he wanted to make a statement in that first round, and he did.
很好，很好，很好，呼吸，男生很好，后面靠位很好 ，changer， right， 点 changer， 可以吗？可以 ，OK， 对 ，changer 速度，后面靠位，他前方后着速度 ，he's right in front of you， the left hand is right there in front of you, walking south directly in front of you.
So Zhang setting up that left hand, and like you said, Sergio, he just missed a couple times.
Yeah, man, it's a game of inches, and that's the punch that I'm afraid of. You don't want to get hit. The left hand's mean, but that right hook right there is meaner. If another shot that was 1 inch away from curling and twirling, that would have put down Kabayel.
Yeah, you saw the instructions from Sean George in the corner of Zhilei Zhang. And Sean George, many people in the U.S. know, former light heavyweight contender, good fighter, and has really had a huge positive impact on Zhilei Zhang, taking over his training in the pro ranks about halfway through his career and really fine-tuning him into a top fighter.
And look at what Kabayel's doing now. He's pushing back the big man. Big men hate being pushed back. They're accustomed moving forward. They're accustomed doing the damage.
And I tell you what, as rudimentary as it sounds, both these guys said, he's going to bang me, I'm going to bang him. And that's what Kabayel is doing, especially the start here of round 2.
It is a great adjustment from Kabayel. He was being followed around by Zhilei Zhang for the entirety of that first round. Now here he is, pushing the big man back.
Yeah, you got to bully the bully, man. You can't just let him have their way.
Hey, maybe he felt the power of Zhang and just wasn't that impressed. Is that possible?
Maybe, but I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Power's power, man. This is just game plan being executed. He knows he has to push this big man back.
You know, Kabayel has experienced fighting fighters very recently of this side. He fought Makhmudov 2 fights earlier and got a knockout against him. Now, I think Zhang is on a much different level than Makhmudov, but size doesn't bother Kabayel too much.
Hey, Frank Sanchez wasn't the smallest heavyweight either. He had power, he was athletic, he was able to push him back, hurt and stop him.
Zhang kind of throwing out that
nice
uppercut.
right hand from Kabayel. And it's going to take something super powerful to put big Zhilei Zhang on the canvas.
Yeah, not necessarily. You could use speed. You know, you could just use speed, and Zhang doesn't have the best upper body movement or defense. He puts the earmuffs on. So if you just touch the body.
And Zhang has been knocked down before. It was early in his career. It's been a while since we've seen him on the canvas, but he has been dropped before.
And Jerry Forrest dropped him, I believe. Good shots right there.
Kabayel's trying to bully the big man this round. Deep breath already for Zhang. That is not a good sign. Look how red his body's turning as he lands an uppercut.
See, there's no upper body movement there by Kabayel. You know, you can't get lazy. You can't, even though you're taking the power and you're blocking some shots, you cannot get lazy against a big man like this.
Yeah, just ask Michael Moore against George Foreman.
I was about to say that, Todd, exactly. Even though you're catching the punches and keeping your guard up, it just takes 1 inch, 1 punch to get through that guard, and it's over.
Just moments ago, Chris Mannix caught up with Callum Smith.
Callum, one of the first fights of the night and already a candidate for the best fight of the night. How'd you feel about that performance?
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, it wasn't perfect, but I was the underdog tonight, and it got me back up a little bit. I see people saying, "Oh, I'm finished and I need to roll back the ears and stuff," and it was laughable at times, but it was also frustrating as well. I haven't had a tough career, and I knew I still had plenty left. And getting compared to the other domestic heavyweights, I've always feel I've been a league above them all. I believe I'm good enough to be a 2-weight world champion, and I felt I had to prove a lot of people wrong tonight, but it wasn't a surprise result for me. It wasn't a perfect performance. I took a few rounds off towards the end. I lost my rhythm a little bit. My vision was a little bit impaired, but that's boxing. You've got to get on with it, and I did, and I thought I wasn't comfortable enough. And it's a good performance. Josh Buatti's a very, very good fighter. I knew I needed to be back towards my best tonight, and I believe I was.
Congratulations, Callum.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations indeed for Callum Smith on that great victory, but our thoughts are with his opponent, Joshua Buatsi, who was taken to a local hospital as a precautionary measure. So hopefully he is okay, as we're in round 3 between these heavy hitters.
Both of them attacking downstairs now.
You know, Kabayel has gone to plan B very quickly. The movement is gone. He is just trying to press the action and go punch for punch with Zhilei Zhang.
And Zhang trying to bully him now. He's returning the favor, going downstairs to the midsection, and Zhang is an excellent body puncher as well.
Well, Kabayel has landed 21 more body punches than Zhang entering round 3. So that is one of the strategies.
And I would argue that most of those 20 were landed in round 2.
Zhang cannot keep up this pace. He's not going to be fighting like this in round 10.
No, he is not, and we've seen that before. I mean, that's the history of him. He starts off fast and normally gets you out there fast, but the legs start fading and the conditioning starts withering.
I think his conditioning is better than you might think. I mean, we saw it struggle in that Jerry Forrest fight, but there were a lot of medical issues around Zhilei Zhang in that fight. Granted, the Joseph Parker fight did not go as he would have liked, but I think Zhang is pretty well conditioned for a man his size.
Kabayel showing no fear. What a performance so far, but like Sergio said, he's 1 inch away from a complete disaster.
Yes, he is, but I like what I'm seeing with Kabayel. I mean, everything he needs to do, he's doing it. but he's in there with a fighter that can take a lot right now because it's so early. But I want to see how this fight's going to be in the 6th and 7th round, because I disagree with you, Chris. I think this man can fight the same in the second half.
Well, the approach of Kabayel makes sense because big men, power punchers, they don't fight that well off the back foot. They've got to be front foot fighters coming forward with a little bit of space to let those hands go.
What a great time to be a heavyweight with all these matchups. These fights are being forced to happen here in Riyadh by Turki Al-Sheikh. If Kabayel wins this, or Zhang for that matter, you're set up for another mega fight next. There's no stay busy fights if you're a top heavyweight anymore.
I don't think they're being forced. I think they're being happily lured. I mean, they're getting paid really well and they're being put on the big stage. I mean, this is great, man. This is what fighters want.
And there is Joseph Parker, who thought he was going to be fighting Daniel Dubois tonight about 48 hours ago, Chris, but that's not how it played out.
No, Daniel Dubois stepping out due to an illness. Martin Bakole stepping in, and Martin Bakole got this fight because that man, Joseph Parker, asked for it. This was a fight that was going to go to Lawrence Akoli. People involved thought Lawrence Akoli was going to be the guy, but Joseph Parker said, you know what? I want Martin Bakole. I want the boogeyman, and he's getting him tonight.
Seconds out, round 4.
Round 4. Conventional wisdom says each passing round benefits Kabayel.
And look at those body shots. 10 straight body shots to the body.
He's feeling those too.
No, not only that, but they're landing. They're landing cleanly on the big man.
And we need to see an adjustment from Zhilei Zhang. He's got to figure out a way to change some of this momentum.
I like how the referee just yelled from a distance, stop pushing him. He did not want to get between these two guys.
Oh, good uppercut. Two good uppercuts there for Kabayel.
And that may have hurt Zhang. That might have hurt the big Chinese fighter. He's taking a deep breath and we're only in the 4th round.
It's the accumulation of those body shots that's taking effect. You can't keep letting a fighter, a professional fighter, a big man like Kabayel keep touching you down there like that.
I asked Kabayel yesterday at the weigh-ins, I said, can you really afford to stand in the ring and exchange big artillery with Zhang? He goes, just watch and see. And he's doing it.
Yeah, I've spent part of this week talking a lot to members of Zhilei Zhang's team, and all of them, you see a referee warning again for the push there. All of them said, we kept saying, we got to track this guy down. We got to track this guy down. They really believed that what we saw in the first round was what they were going to get for the duration of this fight. But Kabayel has totally flipped the script.
And you could see, we're talking about conditioning on Zhang's part. You could already see it, trying to hold on. A big man like that shouldn't want to be trying to hold on to a smaller man. That's conditioning, and that's the fatigue setting in.
And it's age. He's 42 years old.
It's age, it's body shot fatigue, and it's the fact that he's in there with a fighter that wants to win in Kabayel. And look at the deep breaths in Zhang.
Excuse me, 41 years old is Zhang. He's not quite that old. I don't want to add any years to
him. A year.
Yeah, sorry. But boy, Kabayel's game plan so far has been brilliant.
Yeah, Zhang is he's already spent. He landed an uppercut, could have got the combinations going. Instead, he took a step back and a deep breath in.
And you got to wonder, is Agit Kabayel the best kept secret in the heavyweight division? Could this man be challenging for a world title soon?
I think if he keeps this up, he absolutely deserves to be in consideration. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what to make of the last 2 wins of Kabayel. Makhmudov.
Good shot. Nice right hand by Kabayel. 3 right hands in a row.
Makhmudov has proven to be a little bit overrated. Frank Sanchez had a bum knee going into that fight, but this is Zhilei Zhang, coming in, he said, at full strength.
Look how labored Zhang looks right now. Hands by his side, deep breath after deep breath. Let's check in with Emily, who has a special guest.
We have the East Coast all the way in Riyadh for the last crescendo. Obviously, this is a mad card, but if there's one fight you want the fans to keep an eye on, which one is that?
I would say Victor Ortiz. That's going to be a fight that might steal the show.
And what do you think will happen?
Victor by knockout late, tough, but a knockout victory.
You know he's the underdog in this case.
That's why I believe that he will rise to the occasion and prove the underdog status absolutely wrong.
Well, you heard it here first from B-Hop himself. Stay tuned.
It's going to set up your power, but you got to go middle range. As soon as you step back, pop, pop, and then do it again. You mean right? Okay.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 5.
Well, Sergio, if you're Zhilei Zhang's in Zhilei Zhang's corner, what are you telling your fighter right now?
Use the jab. You can't let this guy go on the inside and keep digging away at the ribs. Use the jab, use your advantages, and you got to get your breath back, get your legs back. And you do that by using your size, your reach, and your advantages.
Chris, how do you have it?
I've got it 3-1 in favor of Agit Kabayel. Just gave away kind of that first round with his movement, came back and has pressed the action for the last 3 rounds of this fight, winning him clean and starting out this round winning pretty clean as well. He has worn down Zhilei Zhang, and I do not like the body language on Zhang right now.
Yeah, there's no part in... Oh! There is the big equalizer! The left hand from Big Bang!
That's all it takes from one of the biggest punchers in the heavyweight division.
And the adrenaline's going to rush through Zhang right now. No matter how tired he is, he knows he's going to get a kick right now because of that knockdown.
But we saw when Zhang dropped Parker, he let him off the hook. Let's see if he goes for the gusto here. But what a morale boost for Zhang, who looks almost dead and out of this thing.
You know, like to see Zhang mix up his punches here a little bit, go down to the body, get Kabayel to drop those hands so we can get a clean headshot off.
He still looks so bad, doesn't he, Zhang?
Zhang's not going to go to the body. It takes legs to do that. Right now, the easy thing for him to do is just throw a 1-2 to the head. He doesn't want to bend those knees and take any more energy from his thighs and legs.
Remember that fight against Joseph Parker? He dropped Parker twice in that fight, still lost the decision because he wasn't able to outbox the more active puncher.
Kabayel, for what it's worth, seemed to handle that as well as he could have. Doesn't look to be too damaged. But look at the body language from Zhang. It's horrendous.
Right here, Kabayel should just throw straight right hands to the midsection, to the body. It's wide open. He's giving you that. That's exactly how you tired this big man down, by digging downstairs. Now he's giving you, and it's a blank canvas right there. Aim at the chest and the torso.
But Kabayel in the back of his mind knows every punch Zhang throws takes something out of the depletion meter. The stamina drops.
There we go. That's the first body shot by Kabayel. And you can see right away, Zhang doesn't like that. See, he drops his hands and he backs up. No punches coming back from Zhang now.
So Zhang gets a lifeline here with the knockdown in round 5. But Kabayel still looks much better and fresher.
Kein Risiko. Ich möchte dich nicht ab. Box so. Geh rechts, geh links. Hast auf den Mann Griff. Das macht Kondition.
Exchange jabs. Barely missed that right uppercut, but it was that left hook from the southpaw stance. He didn't see that coming. Kabayel did not see that coming. So worried about landing his own punches, both of them barely glancing off, but it was that shot right there. Left hand chopping down. He didn't even see that punch.
Right on the ear.
Corners, 10 seconds.
That punch would have done a lot more damage if it would have landed a little bit higher by the temple, but luckily he caught it in the bottom of the ear and towards the jaw.
And you got to look at Zhang at this point as kind of a 60-second fighter, right? Like, he can have some success in the first 60 seconds of each round, but after that, there just isn't enough left in the tank.
He still has that left hand, though, and it is the great equalizer. Total punches landed. Kabayel doubling Zhang's 71.
That's the success right there. That's the success.
The body shot has done it for Kabayel.
Yeah, the referee is going to rule. I don't know. He looked like he was about to rule that a knockdown. Zhang looked like he was about to go down, and then the referee stepped in and stopped Kabayel.
Very strange sequence.
A big right hand there from Zhang to counter.
I think Zhang knows the end might be near. He might as well go down swinging.
Sergio, that was a crazy sequence there. It looked like Kabayel had an opportunity to put Zhang down. Zhang was hurt to the body, and then the referee, I thought he anticipated Zhang going down.
Yeah, that was bad job by the referee right there. He should at least counter a knockdown. This could have been a 10-8 round, but he let him slide, and that gave the Big Bang some confidence to get his breath back. And then a big shot in between.
It was almost like the referee sent Kabayel into that neutral corner. Strange moment. But nevertheless, this round has been all Agit Kabayel, the German of Kurdish descent.
And it's every time it's a right hand, which is a weird thing for a punch to land to the body. But since Zhang is so tall at 6'6", the 6'3" fighter is able to throw a straight right hand right to the midsection. There it is again. See, it's a little short right hand. Straight right hand that keeps backing up and hurting Zhang.
And there he goes down for the real deal. The referee going to give him a count as Zhang, you can see it on his face.
He's not getting up. It's going to take too much effort to get up.
It's over. Are we looking at a future heavyweight